Assalamualaikum. Good day, everyone. We are from Group E4. I'm Nurwati Amirah binti Abdul Halim. My metric number is 272586. Taking role as chairman, Tan Sri Yusuf Jalil.
My name is Tuan Nur Atia binti Tuan Rosli. My metric number is 272373. I'm taking role as Managing Director Datuk Mukhtar Haji Dasuki.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Sabrina binti Azman. My metric number is 272351. I will play a role as a company director, Mr. Nathan Nair.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Aimadiha binti Mama Azlan. My metric number is 272292. As a director, Mr. Yo Wahso.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nufaika Fitri with matrix number 273911. As a director, Puan Sri Dr. Lim Teng Lee.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Khalila Amalina binti Muhammad, matrix number 272424. I'm as company secretary, Miss Fauzana.
Okay, we will start with our board meeting. Okay, good day to all. Thank you everyone for attending today's virtual meeting through Microsoft Teams. I hope everyone stays safe at home. Okay, before we start, let me introduce myself first. I'm Tan Sri Yusuf Jalil, the chairman of this meeting. Without any hesitation, can I start our meeting now? Alright, first thing, Miss Fauzana, could you please confirm the attendance in front of the Microsoft Teams screen?
Everyone was present, Tan Sri. Can we continue the meeting?
Thank you, Miss Fauzana. Before we proceed with our meeting today, Miss Fauzana, could you please explain the voting procedure to us, as the resolution will be resolved via voting?
Yes, sure, Tan Sri. For the voting procedure later, when Tan Sri calls for the vote on the resolution later, please raise your hand in front of the screen through Microsoft Teams. Any question? If not, I will pass back to Tan Sri.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. The purpose of our virtual meeting today is to discuss some significant decision in our company. Can Ms. Fauzana explain our agenda for today?
That's my pleasure. Our agenda today is as below. Our first agenda is to discuss and confirm date for the next AGM. Our second agenda is to do a final review and approval report statement and audited financial statement for the year ended on 30th September 2021. Our third agenda is to obtain authority to issue shares under Company Act 2016 under Section 75 and 76. Our fourth agenda is to propose amendment of our company constitution and circular to shareholders. Our fifth agenda is to discuss Auditor Ernst & Young intention to resign and to appoint new auditor. Our sixth agenda is to discuss on the letter of demands received by our subsidiary, which is Maju Bina Sendirian Berhad. And our seventh agenda is to discuss query from Mr. Yo Wahso about indemnity, as he is concerned the possibility of legal action against him by the third parties. And last but not least, our final agenda is to finalize and authorize notice of annual general meeting issued by company secretary.
Okay, next slide. We will start our first agenda for this meeting. We need to discuss and confirm the date for our next annual general meeting. I would like to suggest AGM held on 30th January 2022. Is there any concern, Ms. Fauzana?
The suggested date since from test.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I think I need to go for our station on that day. Can we set for another date?
Yeah, sure. How about 31st January 2022?
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. I think I can attend the meeting on that date.
I am sorry, but I cannot attend the meeting since I have another meeting on 31st January.
If that's so, I think we need to find another date. Can I book for 20th January 2022?
Yeah, sure. I have no program on that day.
I can attend on that day.
Yes,
Me too.
same with
I
me. I can attend on that day.
Me too. I do not have any problems to attend the meeting on that day.
Okay, sure can.
Okay, since all of us agree with that day, we will hold our next AGM on 20 January 2022. The venue will be held virtually at Webex as well due to the COVID-19 outbreak and the movement restriction rules by government. Later, I will send a notice to all of you about this AGM.
We will move to the next agenda, which is review the audit report and request the financial audited for approval. I will invite Puan Sri Lim to present to us the audited financial statement for the financial year end 30th September 2021.
Thank you, Tan Sri, and everyone who attended the meeting today. In fact, the auditors have reviewed the financial statement of Mahathir Vertiga Berhad, which is the consolidated income statement as at 30 September 2021. Statement of financial position, consolidated statement of changes in equity, statement of changes in equity. According to auditor opinion, our company's financial statement have no major misstatement and faithfully represent the company financial performance. The auditor has a true and fair view of our company's financial statement in accordance with Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS), International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS), and the requirement of the Companies Act 2016. In Malaysia, the auditor has issued an unqualified audit report for our company.
May I know, do the external auditors have any conflict of interest with the management or board of directors?
Sure, Dr. Mohta. Audit committees often approve selection of the external auditor. As a result, audit committees will ensure that the external auditor is independent, which means that no conflicts of interest exist that could interfere with the auditor's ability to issue an opinion on the financial statement or the integrity of both the audit committee and the external auditors in the auditing and accounting process. Do you have any question?
No.
No.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Puan Sri Lim. I assuming the report is well prepared. So any questions or comments from the board on this final review and audited financial statement that must be approved? Ms. Fauzana, since there is no questions, could you kindly count the votes through the screen?
Okay, Tan Sri.
If you agree to approve the audited financial statement, please raise your hand.
Everyone has decided to accept the audited financial statement, Tan Sri.
If such is the case, I announce that the resolution to approve the company's audited financial statement for the fiscal year ending 30th September 2021 has been passed. As a result, the audited financial statement will be presented at the next AGM. Next, we will move to the next agenda, which is obtain authority to issue pursuant to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016. The company would want to issue 10% of the issued and paid out capital of the company subject to the relevant required approval such as Bursa Securities to allow and issue new shares in the company or to make or grant offers, agreements or option in respect of such share, including to make or grant offers, agreement or option which would or might require share in the company to be issued after the expiration of the approval.
Can I know if there is a limitation on the aggregate number of issued shares?
Yes, Pansri, the aggregate number of share issue may not exceed 10% of the company's total issued and paid out capital.
In my opinion, this plan was not in the best interest of the firm, and hence I disagree with the resolution.
Moreover, which is to take note of the board of director on our recommendation to shareholder regarding the reduction in share capital. For all directors' information, most of the directors have been agreed to consolidate the share capital from ordinary share of the existing of the company. It also means two share into one share. Is everyone clear? Okay, as a result, this suggestion for a share capital decrease will be one of the agenda item on which shareholder will vote during the following AGM.
Does everyone agree for proposal regard with the share capital? Please raise your hand if you agree with the authorization. Tan Sri, it appears that the majority is divided on whether to adopt this resolution.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fauzana. Since the majority of those who vote disagree with this, I am unable to proclaim that the agenda has been settled.
Alright, Tan Sri, I will include this in our coming annual general meeting agenda.
Okay, we will move to the next agenda, which is proposed amendment of our company constitution and circular to shareholder. I will invite Datuk Mokhtar to explain more about the resolution.
Thank you, Tan Sri. As for the proposed amendment, I would like to reconfirm back with all the directors here. The proposed amendment involving clause 59 and 110 in relation to mode of meeting and no par value and at premium are required in view that our company have practiced during this CMCO and taking the consideration of New Companies Act 2016 requirements.
How about opinion from another director?
I would like to give some opinion, Tan Sri. As for me, I agree with the new amendment by Datuk Mohtar. In my opinion, the new amendment on clause 59 will bring more benefit to our company director despite of this COVID-19 situation. And as for the amendment made on clause 110, it will simplify our company share issuance, investment and dealing with the company monies. That's all from me, Tan Sri.
Does everyone agree for the proposed amendment of the company constitution? Please raise your hand if you agree with this proposed amendment. Tan Sri, it seems like the majority is agreed with the proposed amendment.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. Now we will continue to discuss the fifth agenda of today's meeting. Ms. Fauzana, could you please explain the resolution for us?
Sure, Tan Sri. For your information, Ernst & Young are unable to continue their services as our company auditor after the last audited account due to auditor rotation and downsizing of their audit team. So, we should discuss to appoint a new auditor.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. Is there any other questions? Does everyone agree to appoint a new auditor?
I think everyone will agree, as they mentioned just now, about the rotation of auditor and downsizing their audit team. In this case, we need a complete team of auditor to audit our company.
So, do you have any suggestion to appoint a new auditor?
In my suggestion, I would like to appoint UHY because based on my experience, their work excellent and give a lot of fair views.
Okay, so let's vote now. If you agree with Mr. Yu's suggestion to appoint UHY as our new auditor, please raise your hand. Ms. Fauzana, please pay attention to the screen and count the votes.
Okay, Tan Sri, as we have seen, every board members present agreed to appoint UHY as the company's new auditor.
Since everyone agree with it, then we will proceed UHY as our company's auditor in AGM. Now, we will continue with the next agenda, which is regarding to the letter of demand received by our subsidiary Maju Bina Sdn Bhd. Mr. Yu, as auditor of Maju Bina, can you explain more about this issue?
Yes, Tan Sri. Regarding to this issue, on 24 November 2021, I have received the letter of demand from Kumpulan Kencana Berhad about the demand for outstanding balance of 600,000, 52,000 and 500. This amount relates to monies due to the sale of steel by their company to us in the previous 1 year period. But our company have failed to make a payment as agreed pursuant to the terms of their sale and purchase agreement of the materials. Other than that, Kumpulan Kencana Berhad also mentioned for the full payment that need to be paid within 40 days from the date of this letter, which is 24 November 2021. If we fail to fulfill as the requested, they will resort to legal processes and we liable for the costs and expenses.
But from this letter has stated the date of request payment, which is on 27 June, 24 July and 30 August, but why there is no further action has been taken by the subsidiary before this? And there is any financial problem to make a payment from the subsidiary has been mentioned.
As I know, there is no problem arise from the subsidiary regarding this issue.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I would like to add some of my opinion on this issue. Regarding to the letter of demand, I would like to suggest Maju Bina Sdn Bhd to refer to our company lawyer or advisor who are expert to handle this case immediately before any legal process has been made by Kumpulan Kencana Berhad to our company. As we all know, our company also will affected to this matter. So the general manager of Baju Bina really need to do his or her best in order to handle this issue. That's all for my opinion. How about the others?
I agree with Ms. Nathan. We need to take this issue seriously. Kumpulan Kencana Berhad has kept all the evidence of the sales and purchase agreement of the materials. And if we ignore it, they have the right to bring this issue into court and we will be liable for the costs and expenses.
Yes, true. So the subsidiary should make sure to settle the demand and seek and refer to our lawyer and expertise as soon as possible to act wisely.
Sure, thank you for the suggestion. I will take note and try to resolve this issue in this time as soon as possible.
Okay. Then we will move to the next agenda, which is query form about the indemnity of legal action against Mr. Yu was sought by the third party. Mr. Yu, can you explain more about this matter?
Yes, Tan Sri. Recently, I have received a letter from court that issued by third parties and stated that I might be facing a legal actions. May I know if company will give indemnify to me if proven that I'm facing a legal action?
Yes, under Section 289 of Company Act 2016, the company may indemnify a director against the liability to third party arising out of any act or omission of that director in his capacity as such director. This means Mr. Yu is liable to a third party for his actions carried out in his capacity as director of the company, and company also might indemnify him against such liability.
Excuse me, Miss Fauzana. I would like to ask, is there any cost incurred in defending or settling for the legal processing relating to his liability?
Yes, it is. According to Section 289, subsection 9, a company was permitted to indemnify a director for costs incurred by him in defending or settling the legal proceeding relating to his liability to a third party.
So, are there any exceptions for the costs incurred that permitted by the company?
In this case, the company is not permitted to indemnify a director if the cost incurred by the director in defending or settling a claim or proceedings relates to the defense of criminal proceedings that bring him against in which the director is convicted, or to the defense of a civil proceedings that against him by the company or by an associated company.
I see. Is there any additional information regarding this issue that we need to know?
A company is not permitted to indemnify a director against liability to a third party if the failures arise caused by the directors itself to exercise the powers of directors for a proper purpose of the company and in good faith in the best interest of a company and failure to exercise reasonable care, skill, diligence.
Thank you, Ms. Fauzana. I think all the information given just now is very clear about the indemnity of on legal action against me by the third party.
Okay, that's good. Is there any other questions from the floor? All right, I think everyone clear on this agenda. Last agenda for today's meeting is regarding the notice and agenda for the next incoming AGM.
As discussed at the first agenda, our annual general meeting will be held virtually on WebEx on 20th January 2022 at 9 p.m.
Apart from getting the board's approval on the matter, we will bring the following issues to the AGM. First, approval on the reports, statement and audited financial statements, together with the reports of the director and auditors for the financial year 30th September 2021. Second, obtain authority to issue shares pursuant to Section 75 and 76 of the Companies Act 2016. Third, the proposed amendment of the Constitution and Circular. Fourth, appointment UHY as new auditor. Fifth, discussion on the letter of demand received by our subsidiary Maju Venus Sdn Bhd. Lastly, query from Mr. Yu Hua Saw about the indemnity as he is concerned the possibility of legal actions against him by the third party. Thank you for your attention. The AGM notice will be circulated by the Secretary Ms. Fauzana at least 21 days before the AGM, which means by 4th January 2022.
For your information, now we already finished our meeting agenda for today. Thanks for coming and for your precious time. Your kind cooperation is highly appreciated.
I think that's all about our meeting. Is there any other agenda we missed out, Ms. Fauzana?
No, Tan Sri, we have covered all the agenda for today's meeting.
It is great that we can finish all of our agenda. As a review of what happened in this meeting today, Ms. Fauzana, can you conclude for us on what we have discussed today?
Okay, here is the conclusion for our meeting today. For the first agenda, we all have agreed the next AGM will be conducted on 20th January 2022 on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Second agenda, we all the board members has declared the resolution to approve the company audited financial statement for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2021 has been passed and it will be presented at the next AGM. For the third agenda, we have discussed the authorization of board of directors to issue share during the meeting, but we did not manage to get an authorization from majority of board of directors in order to issue a 10% of shares and paid up capital under Section 75 and Section 76 of Company Act 2016, and this issue will bring to discuss in the next AGM. For the fourth agenda, all the directors agree to approve the proposed amendment involving clause 59 and 110 in relation to mode of meeting and no par value, and at premium are required in view that company have practiced during the CMCO and taking their consideration of new Companies Act 2016 requirements. For the fifth agenda, we have discussed the resignation of company's auditor which is Ernst & Young, and apart from that, all the board members agree UHY as company's news auditor. For the sixth agenda, we have discussed one of the company's subsidiaries, which is Maju Venus Sdn Bhd, got a letter of demand requiring them to pay an outstanding debt of 652,500,000 within 14 days of the dates of The latter and Maju Bina Berhad agreed and open to cooperate with our company lawyer or advisor regarding to the procedure to assist settle the issue before Kumpulan Kencana Berhad takes legal action against the company. For the seventh agenda, we have clarified one of the company's director, Mr. Waso, got a letter from the court and may face legal action, and we also discussed about the indemnity by third party. Last but not least, we have finalized the AGM will be held virtually on January 20, 2022 at 9 p.m. via WebEx, and the agenda has been agreed upon the board members. I think this all with the conclusion from what we discussed in our meeting today.
Okay, from the conclusion made by our secretary, is there any if there is no other matter that needs to be discussed, I would like to look for a motion to adjourn.
I propose that the meeting be adjourned.
Yes, I agree. I agree with the proposal.
Okay. I now adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for coming today.
Now we will end our board of director meeting. You may leave the meeting now. Thank you.